everybody. This is Brian Hogue. Welcome to Chiller Night Live. We're from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until 9 p.m. We'll be on here talking about all things horror, sci-fi, paranormal, whatever. You throw it my way, and we'll just roll with it. Laser Corner says first. Yes, you are the first comment of the night. All right, thanks for joining us, Laser. So. Yeah, we'll sit here and we'll chat about, you basically picked the topic. All right, and roll with that. All things under the Chiller umbrella. Like I said, horror, science fiction, paranormal. That includes anything. I mean, basically anything under that topic. And, of course, one of the main reasons we're here, folks, we'll be going over the Chiller Night theater schedule for this Saturday on Stream TV. So, Raymond says, Brian! And he's waving. All right, waving right back at you, Raymond. Thanks for joining us. Laser says, where is everybody? Yeah, they're a little late to the party, but that's all right. We're only a minute into it. So, I did talk to Paul today, and as you may know, he had brain surgery, not last week, but at the beginning of last week. So, but he's recovering very well. Wanted me to let everybody know that he's doing well. So I just talked to him just a little bit ago. So he might be joining us tonight. We shall see. But now I'm going to throw out the schedule here for this coming Saturday night. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Right out the gate, folks. SBC says, hello, everyone. Hey, SBC. Thanks for joining us. All right, so this Saturday, the schedule is August 26th on Stream TV. 8 p.m., it's the Chiller Night Live pre-show, which is what you're watching right now. 9 p.m., our feature movie of the week is Scared to Death. That was one of our live shows that we did. And then at 10:30, the movie is Lady Frankenstein. 12:05, the movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. And then at 1:50 in the morning, for you night owls, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. So there you have it. That's a pretty good lineup, I'd say, for this coming Saturday, August 26th on Stream TV at streammedia.tv. And we'll be putting that up periodically throughout this hour. Renee says, ha! All right. Hi, Renee. Thanks for joining us. Raymond says, good news about Paul. Yeah, he's doing well. He wanted me to let everybody know. Like I said, he might be on here, but if not, he wanted me to mention that to everybody. Brian says, hello all. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us. All right. Let's see. Some salutations being exchanged here. Richard says, the UFC pay-per-view helped me stay up to watch your last movie last week. Oh, is that right? All right. Well, I'm glad you were able to enjoy that. UFC and Chiller Night Theater as well. All right. Renee says a typo. What, for the HA? You meant GA? A typo, she says. Okay. All right. That happens. Stephanie says, today I've seen Zombieland Double Tap and Dawn of the Dead with Ving Rhames. What'd you think of the, I guess the remake of Dawn of the Dead? What was that, 2004, I think that was? Paul says, speaking of Paul, all right, he says, I'm here, cannot spell good. Drugs, love you, family. Give Ava a hug. Yes, I will, absolutely. Well, we're glad you joined us, Paul, even if you're under the spell, the influence of the medications that they've given you, but I'm sure they're much needed right now as you're in your early recovery stage. So I'm glad you could join us. Renee says, what's the topic or theme tonight? You tell me. I'm here for you folks. Let's see. SBC says, hello, Paul. Some folks saying hi to Paul. Yeah, Paul is doing well. Like I said, I talked to him, and of course he's with us right now, so that is awesome. I am, oh my gosh, what the heck? How long did I have that scheduled for? I was reading all the wow, hey, at least you know what's on for this Saturday. Richard says brain tumor surgeries come with good drugs. That's what I'm hearing. Zombie and drugs, Paul says. Yeah. Paul was watching best sci-fi movies with animals. Richard says, best sci-fi movies with animals. Best sci-fi movies. Well, there's a topic right there, folks. What do you think? With animals. I'm trying to think of one that's not really considered a horror. Like, I don't know. Let's get the ball moving with that one. I almost said Jaws, but that's not sci-fi. That's more of a horror drama, I guess. Drama horror, whatever category you want to put that in. Paul says, "I love you, my Chiller family. Love you all." Well, we are very happy that you've joined us here, Paul. Lasercorn says, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, excellent. Ah, that's cool. Very, very good choice. Yeah. Paul says Pet Sematary. All right. More on the horror side, but still, yeah. Pet Sematary. That's a good topic there. I don't know, Richard. The Meg, Stephanie says. Yeah, all right. They're coming out with the Meg 2, or maybe that's already out in the theaters. I don't even know. I don't know what all is out in the theaters right now. I know that the Last Voyage of the Demeter is that out in theaters? I don't even know. I had this poster up here from another episode that we did, and I just happened to see it in the queue there. But that's one I'm really looking forward to seeing. So, Meg, Jesus. Raymond says Meg. Yeah, the one with the huge shark. SBC says, do aliens count as animals? I'm not sure. The Gila Monster! Ah! Or Gila Monster, Richard says. Yeah. Remember that one? The giant Gila Monster. I guess you pronounce it Gila, but Gila. Gila. I was going to play that one as an episode for Chiller Night Theater. Still might, if we ever get around to doing some Chiller Night Theater episodes. Well, like I said, Jack Shadow has retired. However, I gotta say, with the upcoming Halloween and haunted house season, Jack's gonna be very busy with the haunted house, but I have it from a very reliable source that he's planning on having a special episode, or maybe one or two, maybe two in October. It depends how busy I am. Paul says, I want to thank you all for your love and support. Dr. Jack did a hell of a job. All right. All right. Absolutely, Paul. Lasercorn says, tarantula. Ah, tarantula. How about, with animals. Does that include, well, I guess so, giant animals. Richard's the one who brought the topic up, and what about them? The giant ants? Empire of the Ants. Best that, people, Lasercorn says. Yeah. I don't know. Would the birds be, that's an Alfred, I guess that's more of a horror. Yeah, he's saying science, sci-fi. I think Jurassic Park was a really good example of that. The Gila Monster. Raymond says, as old as Jack Shadow is, I'm sure he will make a comeback. Yeah. Like I said, when he retired, or like I don't know, I think we both mentioned it, he and I both, that Oh, Jack would be periodically returning for special episodes, and October and the Halloween season would certainly qualify as special. Um, let's see. PBR says, how about the movie Them? Haha, great movie about ants. Yes, yes. Yep. I agree. Victor says, "Hola, Brian. Hola, Victor. Thanks for joining us." Paul says, "Manos and Torgo did well with the drugs and emotional support." I think I would need a drug or two to get through Manos, but Lasercorn says, "Best equals beat." Beat that, people. That's what I took it as. Best that, like, or beat that, people. All right, so we know what you meant. Richard says sci-fi or horror for the movie choices. All right, with animals, though. Okay, now he's opened up the door to even horror. Something with animals in it. How about the Killer Shrews? Ha! There you go. The Killer Shrews. We've played that one on here. Richard says sci-fi. Oh, I read that. The Mole People, Richard says. Ah! Sure. The Island of Dr. Moreau. Brian says Food of the Gods. Raymond says, Brian, Jack Shadow will return when your team alternate personality wakes up. Yeah. It would be interesting if that show, Chilling Night Theater, did return. If it returns, I only want it to be special episodes. I don't want to. I would want it to. I'd want to make a nice big comeback if I were. I mean, with sponsors and the works. Renee says, "Greetings and salutations, Brian Hogue, the best live horror sci-fi fantasy movie host." Hamburger. Well, thank you. Hamburger Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, and Terror Tuesday. I like that. Sorry, my cats wouldn't let me type. Cats are like that. Cats. Maybe there's a movie in here that we're missing that had cats in it. Renee says Godzilla. All right. Killer Shrew rocks, Richard says. King Kong. How did we... Good one, Renee. How did we not think of King Kong? Oh my gosh. King Kong. Of course. It was sitting right in front of... SBC says the best animals from a sci-fi are, to my definitely, the Tribble. Oh, my favorite Star Trek episode. Tribbles. Yeah, we could throw those in there. It's sci-fi. James says, hey, Brian, hope everything's well. Everything is going very well. James, thanks for joining us. Hope all is well with you and everyone else. Raymond says, drop team. Your drop team alternate personality wakes up. Okay. Renee says, War of the Gargantuans. Yeah. Gamera. With the turtle little icon. Little emoji. PBR says, where do you get your action figures? I got those. Somebody mentioned. I think, who did I have? Did I have Jason up last week? I forget who I had up last week. I was sorting through all my monsters, trying to find a monster of the week. My desk mascot for the week. I don't recall. I think back when, oh gosh, I got these back in like the late 90s or early 2000s. Oh, sorry. That's never a good sign when the host is yawning. This is crunch time for me. So I'm running myself to the point of exhaustion many days. So have to excuse me for that. But all for a good reason. All for a very good reason. Working diligently on the haunted house. Didn't go there today, but I've been just, work, haunted house, work. Now today I had yard work to do, so yeah, I had some real stuff to do in the real world. Chilling Night Theater once a month special shows. That's an idea. As far as the action figures, I forget where I got. Was it Hills or Ames or something? Uh, I forget where. I think these were McFarlane, from McFarlane figures, action figures. But I'll be honest, I don't remember where I got the Freddy and Jason, Michael Myers. I got Eric Draven from The Crow, Leatherface, and then I got the Universal Monsters. I think at Hills way back. Like I said, it was over 20 years ago. Um, Stephanie says Spaghetti Tuesday on a Wednesday. LOL. You can do that. You can do that. Raymond says, which version of King Kong? Ah, the 1933. That's my pick. The original. 33. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking 33. 33 or 30. No, 35 was The Bride of Frankenstein. SBC says, Link, since I watched the film with my little brother, he's afraid of monkeys. Okay. He's afraid of monkeys. Okay. That Congo, that was another one. Bringing up monkeys. PBR says, there's a really old movie with Peter Cushing about cats. Forget the name. Ah. Lazy Coin says, spaghetti. I haven't had spaghetti since winter. You know, I haven't either, now that you bring it up. It's been a while. I don't even know the last time I've had spaghetti. I do like it. Renee says, Charlotte's Web. When I was a kid, there was a pig in this flick. Yeah, I remember that. Gosh. Geesh, Renee, I haven't seen that since. Renee says Dumbo. Okay, all right. I suppose we can throw Dumbo in there. Renee said, or Stephanie says, hang in there, Brian. I'm hanging. I'm doing my best, Stephanie. Thank you. Babe the Pig. Renee says Stuart Little. Ah. Renee says, what's the movie where the mice followed this kid? I think he had a harmonica or a whistle or something. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody know that one? Richard says, do you recall Universal Monsters models in the 70s? Yeah. I'm thinking of the Aurora model kits. Is that what you're talking about? I remember having some of those. I had Dracula. I don't remember if I had any other ones, but I do remember Dracula. James says the original King Kong is the best. King Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah, Renee says. Now that was that was 62 or 63 with that one with the Japanese production there. Or you talk about the new one. There was a new one that came out just a couple years ago. Stephanie says, Bride of Frankenstein, 1935. Yes. Yes. It's one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites. Richard says, the monkeys from The Wizard of Oz was very creepy. Yeah, they were. SBC says, not to forget bats. They shouldn't be missing in any classic horror movie. What was the movie? Ava and I just watched one about a month ago. And I think it was called Bats. Maybe it was Bats with Lou Diamond Phillips in it. And it came out in the 90s, I believe. Lazy Corn says, I propose that next week the topic of the night is based on rock metal. Ah, then I'm already going to throw one in there. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. There is mixing your topic with the chiller, with remember the Phantom created the life-size monsters that Dracula and the Frankenstein robots and fought Kiss. Richard says, the movie Willard, with the rats, very odd movie. Yeah, Cujo, SBC, there you go. Renee says, Jason, yes, we got Jason here tonight, gracing us with his presence. Movies based on rock metal. There you go. I threw in that right out there. Heavy metal. That was. I'm getting into next week's topic. I better just contain myself. Laser says, ooh, good one, SBC. And then Renee says, Voorhees. Yes, Jason Voorhees. Yeah, I don't know where I got. Paul says, Bats. Yeah, that was it. That was the name of it, I believe. Yeah, Bats. Rock. SBC says, rock metal, heavy metal. Yeah, remember that one? Heavy metal, the animated, weird, psychedelic kind of comprised of all these little anthology stories, short stories. Heavy Metal the movie featuring Black Sabbath, The Mob Rules. Renee says, yeah. I just watched that within the last maybe 2 years. I know it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I happened to see it on somewhere on one of these channels on TV, or that streaming. So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any even like made for TV movies with the what was the one with Suzanne Summer? Was it just called Ants? I don't recall. I remember that being really creepy to me as a kid, though, watching that. But Raymond says, I remember when Jack Shadow killed Aura's bat on the show. Yeah. Yeah. He actually did that a couple times. Yeah, there was a couple times he did that. Yeah. Yeah, he kept doing that. He doesn't get along with bats too well, I guess. He's got to have a more gentle approach when it comes to his bat handling skills. Yeah. Well, there'll be plenty of bats. I'll tell you what, I got a lot of bats in my around my vicinity. Go outside in the evening when it's starting to just creep up on twilight. I see quite a bit of them. I'll tell you what, though, I'm getting kind of excited here with the where are we at here? With the Jack Shadow's House of Terror. That's coming up in October, every Friday and Saturday night. Now the poster's being worked on right now. This is just something that I put together with the some of the artwork that the artist that I hire, Rick Whitlow. He's been doing my stuff for years, but he does really cool work. He's got a really neat poster he's putting together for me. But yeah, that's coming up in October. I'll tell you what, it's August, but I'm feeling the crunch. This is when I really start feeling the crunch for the haunted house. And I gotta say, this is the last time that I have to build one of these and rush racing against the clock to get it done before October, before the haunt season. Richard says Piranha. There you go. That's a good one. SBC says, I have the one with the ants on VHS somewhere. VHS. Don't you love VHS? Stephanie says, tomorrow at TCM, I'm watching Vincent Price movies all day. That sounds like a wonderful Wednesday. All right. Awesome. Paul says, Batman and Manos. Jeez. Manos. Renee says, Sabbath, I met Tony Lamy and Geezer Butler at Ozfest 2005, Shoreline Amphitheater, Mountain View, good times. You met them? Did you? That's pretty neat. Cool. Brad says, it's a Chill Night pre-show of Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. And now here's Brian. What's on tonight, Brian? Let me put the schedule up. And tonight being For You in the Future on Saturday night. It is, we're watching, of course, the Chiller Night pre-show here at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, the feature movie of the week is Scared to Death. And remember, that was one of the live ones that we did. And then that's followed up at 10:30 by Lady Frankenstein. Then at 12:05, the movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. And then at 1:50 in the morning, that's pretty late, folks, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. There you have it. There's the lineup for Saturday, August 26th on Stream TV. So there you go. There you have it. PBR says, how about the movie Squirm? Do worms count as animals? I would think so. I mean, we've been throwing insects in there. And sure. Sure, why not? American Pop, Renee says. Mary Poppins. Lazy Court says, Squirm freaked me out, PBR. I would imagine so, yeah. However, you just reminded me of Frogs with Sam Elliott. Is that right? Now, I've never seen Frogs. Richard says, I'd love to make a road trip to the haunted house all the way from Indiana. Yeah, that'd be quite a road trip, wouldn't it? Raymond says, why not Vincent Price in the movie Bad Batch? Why not Vincent Price? Bad Batch. Bad Batch. What is Bad Batch? Is that a movie that he's in? Am I missing? Did I miss that one? Could it be that I've missed a Vincent Price movie? There's one, it's a horror movie called The Bad Batch in 2016. I'm not sure if this is the one that you were... Ooh. Somebody is captured by a savage band of cannibals. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well. Alright. I'm sure, I don't know if that's what you were talking about, but... Renee says, Detroit Rock City movie about 4 guys trying to make a Kiss concert. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing the commercial for that. I actually haven't seen that movie. Brad says, how's the haunted house coming along, Brian? Oh, it's coming right along. I'm just, like I said, I'm in crunch time. So this is, I'm just, it's exhausting because I'm just only focused on that. I call it, I'm hanging on the ledge phase, because I have to focus on what's right in front of me. Like, people say, oh, you should sell t-shirts, you should do this and that. Oh, you need to get your actors. I need to get all that stuff. I need to, but I can only focus on, I got these props I'm building or the room that I'm setting up, and that has to be done so that I can get the inspections and the code and everything up to par. But so I'm hanging on the ledge. I'm in that phase right there. But it like all the haunts I've ever done, it will get done in time. Victor says, Day of the Animals, Food of the Gods, and Grizzly were great. Grizzly, I was actually thinking of Grizzly earlier. I saw that in a theater, Grizzly, when that came out. Paul says, I need help. You and that Manos, I tell you, you might. SBC says, I love watching the bats chasing insects that are buzzing around the lamp in front of my house. Yeah. 4 local, please, Paul says. Yeah. The Beast of Bray Road. Oh, that's a neat one. That's on, isn't that currently on either Netflix or Amazon Prime? Yeah. Richard says, yes, worms count. All right, you're the one who picked the topic, and you're, there you have it. There you hear it from the man himself who picked the topic. Richard says they count. Airheads with Adam Sandler. Okay. Paul says, The Mist. Oh, that was a creepy one, wasn't it? SBC said, werewolves. They're animals, at least at night when there's a full moon. Yeah, kind of yeah, they're animals, sure. Frogs is a nice one. Well, I mean, if we're going with monstrous animals, I guess we could even throw kind of Creature from the Black Lagoon is kind of a hybrid of a man and a oh, and then that gets me thinking of Lake Placid with the giant crocodile. Huh? Frog's got a classic horror movie poster with a hand sticking out of a frog's mouth. Okay. Frogs is awful, Laser said. That Renee said that one, and Laser says, Frogs is awful, Brian. The ironic thing about the movie is that there are no frogs. Plenty of toads, snakes, lizards, spiders, etc., but no frogs. Slugs, SBC says. Renee says, Julia Strain, R.I.P. Heavy Metal 2000. Renee says, Zombie Apocalypse, escape room commercial. All right, you've asked for it. Here it is, I think. We'll see if it goes on the first time.
Chiller Night Escape Experience presents Zombie Outbreak Escape Room. You and your team of scientists are sent to inspect a top-secret laboratory in a hidden military bunker. Sinister experiments have resulted in reanimating the dead. The facility is now swarming with the living dead, and you have 1 hour to escape or be overrun by zombies. Can you survive a zombie outbreak? Book your escape room appointment to find out. Book online at chillernight.com or call 814-209-8214. Gift certificates available at the store counter.
Hey, it worked the first time. That's cool. Yes, and if you're watching, you have no idea what that was about. Hopefully it was descriptive enough for you, but that is at my Chiller Night Escape Experience, horror-themed escape rooms located at the Cranberry Mall in Venango County, Pennsylvania. I hope you get a chance to check that out. And you just saw the commercial for Zombie Outbreak. I do have one called The Witching Hour that will be coming up. That's actually on the back burner until I get the Jack Shadow's House of Terror out of the way. So much going on. But if you are, there's my front counter. You can see The Witching Hour is right beside Zombie Outbreak right there. So what else do I have here? Oh well. Raymond says, I can't type tonight. Vincent Price and Bats. Oh, the Bat. The Bat with Vincent Price and Agnes Moorehead. All right. Or how about Bela Lugosi in The Devil Bat? Maybe we did that as a live show here with Jack Shadow. Paul says, Best of Skinwalker Ranch coming to a theater near you. Tom says, oh my, it must be Tuesday. Hey, there's Tom Paisley. All right, thanks for joining us tonight, Tom. Yes, and for those of you who are maybe perhaps watching this on Stream TV on Saturday night, we do this live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We used to do it for years on Saturday nights, but then the Chiller Night Escape Experience kind of took me away from being able to do that. Maybe we'll get back to Saturday nights. You never know. Let's see. Laser says, I always say that Tuesday is the worst day of the week, followed very closely by Sunday. But being here makes suffering Tuesday worth it. Yes. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Mondays, but Richard says, The Fly! Oh my gosh! How are we missing these? These are, yes, The Fly, of course. Cat People, Richard says. I remember the poster, Renee. Raymond says. Laser Coin says, I wish I could help Renee, but not ringing a bell. Oh, I missed your comment. Renee says, the cat movie where the little girl used satanic black magic Satanism and shrunk this girl and the black cat got her. Forget the name of it. No, I didn't see that one. Cat People. Is that Cat People? Renee says, oh, you got it. You got it on the first try. Stephanie says, I've seen frogs on Svengoolie twice. Was that right? I wish I could play that here. Richard says, Tremors. All right, we're going with kind of sci-fi creatures. I guess we haven't been really walking that fine line, the tightrope of sticking to normal animals. Brad says, Brian, after getting all this haunted house, gift shop, etc., thinking about setting up that DCW wrestling Dark Horse back up? You never know. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like such a major undertaking right now because I'm just so beat with everything. But yeah, that would be cool. I'm not ruling it out. Laser says, I haven't seen Svengoolie in years. Richard says, Island of Lost Souls. Nice. Oh, Richard says, The Howling. Okay, if we're throwing werewolves in there. Renee says, that movie is called The Uncanny with Peter Cushing. Oh, wow. Okay. One of my favorite horror actors. Richard says, again, I am so sorry. I'm just running myself to exhaustion here. Like I said, I don't say that. I might sound bad, but I'm not saying that in a bad way because I'm doing what makes me happy and I'm getting a lot done. So, but the uncanny. Renee says. Bonehead says, "Hello, Chillin' crew. There's Bonehead. Thanks for joining us. Ah, there's Bonehead. All right, cool. Good to see you here tonight. Good to see that you're here tonight. I guess I can't see you, but Richard says the Valley of Gwangi. The Valley of Gwangi. I don't know what that one is. Okay. Renee says 1977. Black cats eat tiny girl. 1977. Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye. Is that the name of it? Then there's the other 70s cat movie where the cat attacks people. Renee says. Arachnophobia. Ah, Richards. Well, you picked the topic, so you're coming up with some really good ones there. Arachnophobia. How are we not getting these? Lazy Corn says, let's not forget cat people, Renee. Renee says, oh yeah, cat people. Very hot one. Natasha Henstridge. Or Natasha Kinski. Renee says. The other girl from Species. Renee says American Werewolf in London. That's right. We're allowed to throw werewolves in the mix here. Lazy Corn says, holy crap, I just looked up Natasha Henstridge. She's 49. Well, I don't know. Time flies. Renee says, you should freak a cup of hot coffee. Drink a cup of hot coffee. Yeah, I probably should. And then probably keep me up tonight. Brad says, don't you dare put Chillin' Night Live on in the middle of WWE Monday Night Raw, LOL. No, I wouldn't dare. No, that's actually why I kept Mondays off the table when it came to this show, because I knew you would be occupied with wrestling on Monday nights. What the heck is the topic? Tom says. Okay, the topic was from Richard, and he is asking for just sci-fi. Well, then we've extended it to horror movies, horror sci-fi movies with animals. And somewhere along the line, it was allowed to throw werewolves into the mix here. So that really, we're kind of branching out. But like I said, Richard okayed it, so it's his topic. Richard says, exhausted people equal great things, and you fall into that category, Brian. Oh, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. Renee is given a little, it's like a halo in the praying hands. The person who had brain surgery, thoughts and prayers and wishes. Oh, thank you, Renee. That was for Paul. Paul's here, actually with us tonight. He was on here earlier with us, and he is was very nice of you. Yes, he is, and he's doing well. I talked to him earlier today, and of course he's joined in, mentioning Manos, The Hands of Fate, a couple times. He likes that movie. Renee says, killer damn live show, Brian. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Renee. Thank you guys for joining me and each other. And the interaction is always awesome, as it is every week. Paul says, got to go for now. See you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Give Ava a hug for me. Tell her I love her. Call you tomorrow afternoon. Getting sleepy. I love you, family. Yes. Well, you just let those medications soak in, and you have a speedy recovery there, Paul. Thanks for joining us tonight. And everyone's wishing you well. Thank you, Renee. Paul says, yes. Richard says, we're covering a wide variety so everyone can enjoy this subject. Yeah, I like that. Raymond says, Cat People, 1942 with Simone Simon. Cat People, 1942. Stephanie says, hey, Paul, I said a prayer for you. Oh, very nice, very nice. Tom says, I heard from Bonehead. He's alive. He's on here tonight. He stopped in. I don't know if he's still with us, but he was. And he at least has enough fingers to let me know. Okay. Paul's going to dream of Manos, he says. Ah. That sounds like a nightmare to me, Paul, but you go ahead and I was gonna say count those sheep, but count those hands of fate till you drift off into slumber, I guess. All right. Paul says, I love you, family. All right, Paul, you take care. Very nice to see you here this week with us. Sheila says, hey, everyone. Late. Yes. Well, Sheila, thanks for joining us tonight. Tonight's topic, Sheila, if you're just jumping on here, is movies, horror or science fiction movies about animals. Now, we've had all kinds of responses. We've had Jurassic Park, we've had King Kong, had Jaws, I said Jaws, and Piranha, Lake Placid. We've had just, I mean, the giant Gila monster, Gamera, Godzilla. Lisa Ann says, how are you guys? We are doing very well. Lisa Ann, how are you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us. Tom says, no, or Bonehead says, no, Tom, I borrowed the fingers from the neighborhood. Okay. Just make sure you put them back when you're done. Brad says, Chillin' Night Live, best show on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. And WWE NXT Live on USA Network, LOL. All right. Well, like I said, I wouldn't dare try this on Monday for the wrestling fans out there. Bonehead says, I'm lurking in the shadows. Yes. Richard says, Paul can always reach out to me since I've been through 2 brain tumors surgeries, 4 years apart. Oh, well, that's nice to, you know, he can have somebody on here who can relate to that. That was be such an ordeal to go through. I can't imagine. Renee says, thank you, and we love you too, Paul. Lisa Ann says, I just finished watching 2 AHS in a row. What? What's that? Tom says, Gremlins? Sure! Why not? Okay. Yeah, Richard. I think Richard's... Wow, he's allowing werewolves. I can't see why we can't add gremlins. Or is a gremlin more like a... What is a gremlin, though? Is it like a little Mawaji? What are those things called? The gremlins? Maybe like goblins or elves? I don't know. I'm just... I don't know. Drying out, Lisa Ann says. What? I missed something here. The Beastmaster, Renee says. How about The Last Dinosaur? I remember that with Richard Boone and Joan Van Ark. Wish I could play that one on here. Bonehead says, Tom, it's the Germans, not the Gremlins. Let's see. Bonehead says, good thing I ain't got a brain to worry about. But, yeah, one less thing to worry about. Sheila says, oh, okay. Day of the Animals, 1977, if no one called it. You are the first. You are the first, Renee. Or not Renee, Sheila, I mean. I saw Renee says, The Adventures of Milo and Otis. Okay. Tom says, Bone, it's the Raymonds, not the Germans. Oh, Tom and his zingers. Lisa Ann says, American Horror Story. American... Oh, AHS. American Horror Story. Gotcha. SBC says, a German like me. And me. Bonehead says, yeah, Tom could even be aliens too. Yeah, we're throwing aliens and werewolves in there. Lisa Ann says, well, wait a minute. Now, if gremlins can go in, No, I'm not gonna throw gargoyles in there. That would just be stretching it too much. Let's see. Lisa answers, drying out from Hurricane Hillary. Oh, that's right. I hope you're all right over there. That's right. Hurricane Hillary. Lasercorn says, let's not forget about Curse of the Black Widow, 1977. Renee says, Land of the Lost. Yes, Land of the Lost. The Last Dinosaur. Haven't seen that in decades, Sheila says. Yeah, I have that. I actually have a copy of that one. And I remember the night, that was a made-for-TV movie. And I believe the Rankin and Bass actually worked on that movie. I believe that was one of their productions. The dinosaur. I remember Rankin and Bass, of course, with the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all those Christmas specials, stop motion animation. I think they were involved in that movie. Lasercorn says, The Last Dinosaur is one of my absolute faves. Brad says, do you think that B movies, especially horror and sci-fi, that didn't even do well in the movie theaters, should go into the public domain? I don't know. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. I mean, I would, like The Last Dinosaur, for example. I would love to be able to show stuff like that, you know. Really, if you're out there listening and if you have the authority to do so, folks, all of you, put these movies that we want to watch into the public domain. We'd love to see them. Sheila says, Tentacles, The Kill. Richard says, Snow Beast. You know, I was thinking about that one when somebody mentioned Grizzly, because that was when Jack Shadow's doing Snow Beast was hosting that movie. He actually brought up that movie Grizzly because it was kind of really similar, the one in the 70s. They actually did a remake of that. Can you believe that? Pat Sylvan says, hi, you guys. Hey! Pat Sylvan. That's the way I say it anyways. I don't know if that's the way it's pronounced, but how are you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us. Renee says, Babies, Secret of the Lost Legend about a baby dinosaur. Oh my gosh, SBC says gargoyles, yeah. I don't know how far behind I am. Whether Richard says, I'm loving the answers and thanks to everyone who has answered. Yeah. Mothra, Lisa answers. Mothra. PBR says, how about ghoulies? Is that an animal? Night of the Lepos, Tom says, one ripe for the Jack Shadow treatment. That's right. I remember you mentioning that on here before. Bonus says, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going on about, but just look what confusion I caused in the last 5 minutes. Lasercord says, by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't say hi, Stephanie. So hello, Stephanie. Not that you need me to be the middleman there for your hello, but Pat Van says, Last Dinosaur in VHS, Paul. Dinosaurs television comedy about talking dinosaurs, Renee says. Was that the baby one you were talking about? I thought that was about a baby Secret of the Lost Legend about a baby dinosaur. Okay. The second I write gargoyle, SBC says. What? Rankin and Bass? That's cool. Pretty sure. Raymond liked Tom's response there. Lasercorn says, Orca. Yeah, the movie that came out not too long after the success of Jaws. Orca, about the killer whale. Bonin says, I truly am a disruptive influence. I had everyone going off in different directions. That's all right. Sheila says, Tentacles was about a killer squid. I didn't see that one. Renee says, Legend of Boggy Creek. Are we throwing Bigfoot in there too? Well, yeah, Chupacabra, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. Why not? Richard says it's okay. Pat Sylvan says, instead of public domain, how about a special priced license? I would do that. I would absolutely do that, even if it's something that I could just play one and done, and it's not recorded. I mean, even if it's just a presentation, a live presentation on, like, if I were to start up a Roku channel, I'd do that. I would do that. I think that'd be fun. SBC says every film should be in the public domain. Sheila says, I think Shelley Winters was in it. Oh yeah, I remember her in about Tentacles. I remember her in the Poseidon Adventure. Speaking of Shelley Winters on the sea, any sea-themed movie. Renee says Cabin in the Wood. Cobra. That reminds me of Snakes on a Plane. Although I don't know that was science fiction or horror. Brad says, but those actors and actresses, even in the B movies, didn't do that well in movie theaters, want their royalties money. Yeah, I suppose. Bonin says, sorry, Richard, I kind of ruined your topic, I think. Renee says, Kim of the White Lion. Okay. Night of the Lepos, giant killer rabbits with fangs like this. Sheila says frogs with Ray Milland. Somebody did mention frogs earlier. Lepus is the name for rabbits, so basically it's Attack of the Killer Rabbits. Yes, the Deep. Renee says killer eel. Mothman, Jersey Devil. Renee says Lepus had DeForest Kelly or DeForest McCoy. Yeah, DeForest Kelly in it with the line, I'm a doctor, not a vet. What? Was DeForest Kelly in it? And did he say that? I've never seen the movie, so that's kind of funny if that's... Tom says, Wizard of Oz, flying monkeys and cowardly lions. And Toto, the little dog, too. Cocaine Bear. Renee! I just saw that. Ava and I just watched Cocaine Bear Saturday night. We didn't get home from the haunted house until, oh man, probably it was after midnight when we finally got in. We were working all day on that thing. We got home. It's like, you know what? Let's watch Cocaine Bear. And we did. So, Cocaine Shark, Renee says. Ben and Willard, Killer Rats, Mice. Yeah. Yep, that was brought up earlier. Sharknado. Holy cow, it's 8:53. Wow. Godzilla, Cocaine Cougar. Have you checked MPLC on licenses? Pennsylvania says, I used to get one from them when I worked at a science fiction convention, 24-hour video theater. I did not. I've never. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. MPLC on license. No. No, I haven't done that. Be neat if I could do it. Let's see. Cocaine, Sharknado, Jim Belushi, and K9. Is that a horror or science fiction movie? You guys are just throwing anything against the wall, seeing what sticks. Tom says DeForest Kelly is indeed in the Night of the Lepus. All right, all right. I've never seen that movie. I know you've brought that up a few times. We can contribute money, Raymond says. Yeah, if that is a possibility, and it's something I can't even look into right now, just due to lack of time. But I would definitely look into pursuing something like that. I brave the hazards every week to do this show. Glad you enjoyed the movie, Brian. Renee says. Oh yeah, Cocaine Bear. Yeah, that was entertaining. Sheila says, S. Remember that? The S it's just called remember the 1973 Dirk Benedict, Heather Menzies, scientist changes man into a king cobra. I remember you brought that up a few weeks ago, or maybe it was a month ago by now. What do you think of Cocaine Bear, Brian? I thought it was entertaining. Yeah. Awesome live Terror Tuesday show. Thanks, Renee says. You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. Victor says, just saw a 5-headed shark attack. Five-headed shark attack. Oh my gosh, that's right. I do recall seeing something about that movie. Lazy Corn says, Brian, are you going to be at the Cranberry Mall on Friday, September 8th? I asked because I might be able to make it out to finally say hi. The Cranberry Mall in Venango County or in Allegheny County? If it's the one in Venango County, yes, I will be there on September 8th. I will definitely be there. I'll be working. So, tell you what, you've got my number, I believe, and or I can get that to you, because here's what's going on right now. If you come out, the gate to my store has been shut when I'm back there working, because people will walk in even though I got a sign on there that says ring the bell. Oh, they walk back to where I'm working, So I'm like, it's like don't, so I put the gate down. If the light's on and the gate's down, that means I'm in there working. So if you do go to that mall, give me a call. Pat Savan says, Motion Picture Licensing Corporation. Wow. I don't know. I don't know how to go about doing that, but maybe that's something I could follow up on. Raymond says, sharks eating discarded cocaine is a real problem. Yeah. Yes. Bowden says, see what I caused, Brian? You go ahead and cause whatever you want to. It's provoking conversation here. So you go right ahead there, Bonehead. We're always having a good time as always. Renee says, killer love show, Brian Hogue. I had a blast as usual. Oh, thank you. And as do I. The SBC says, I have an Australian horror movie called Razorback on VHS. It's a good one. I've not heard of that one. Victor says, beginning of the end movie, giant grasshoppers attack Chicago. Okay. Stupendous, Brian. Renee says, thank you. Brad says, 5 minutes till chiller night. Get your rower computers ready. Cue that schedule one last time, Brian. All right, here we go with the schedule. All right, Saturday, August 26th on Stream TV at 8 p.m. Of course, the chiller night pre-show. And then at 9 o'clock, the movie is Scared to Death. 10:30, the movie is Lady Frankenstein. Excellent movie. I hope you get a chance to check that one out if you haven't seen it. 12:05, the movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. And then at 1:50 in the morning, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. You can watch that on Stream TV by going to streammedia.tv. Streammedia.tv. So I hope you get a chance to check that out. Pat Van says, stay safe, guys. You too, Pat Van. Thank you. Tom says, okay, dudes and dudettes, see you next week. All right. Let's see. Break over. Got to get back to work. All right. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. This one says, later, Pat. 6 schedule. Sheila says, is there a horror movie called Barracuda? 1977-78. That sounds really familiar. I know there was a Piranha one. That sounds familiar. PBR says, night all. Renee says, good night. Bonus says, thank you, Richard, for the interesting topic for this week. Yes, thank you, Richard. And thanks to Chiller Night crew for the various comments. Yes, absolutely. Ladies and says, thank you. See you all next week. Renee says, love you, Brian Hogue. Oh, thank you, Renee. Right back at you and all of you. And thanks for joining me and each other tonight. I hope you had a good time here with the show. So have a good night. Have a good chiller night. We'll see you next week.